I am really glad that for this FACE Foundation is asking me to give a talk on the eating of Hyderabad, which was very, very peculiar. In my childhood, there were not a single hotel in Hyderabad. There are 4, 5 these hotels which are of Iranis, and one hotel was of a Anglo-Indian hotel, and then was a bakery type of hotel. I will mention you one by one. That was the oldest hotel was Azizia Hotel, which is famous for its biryani, kebab, halim and all. But people never used to go and sit there. They used to send their servants to get the food from there, and they will order how many people food they require. So the food was come, and all the, because the families were mostly joint families, so they sit together and eat. The second thing was Shankar Sher Hotel, which was famous for its biscuits and tea, and that also brought in the house, not going there and having the tea. This was in the old city. Later in 1945-46, when the Madina building was started constructed, Madina Hotel was come up, and the Madina Hotel also a Irani hotel. There also halim, kebab and all those things were there, and then little Sherian Hotel and all were shoot up later on. And the other very famous hotel was called Barganza Hotel. Barganza Hotel is on the Lal Tekari, which is called Red Hills. That was run by a Anglo-Indian, and she used to cook only on the order. You have to tell that 4 people will come and you have to give us the food. That was the only place where people can go and eat. And very, very respected people will go, and sometimes people are not like Britishers come to their, they don't want to take to their house, so they used to give. That is the Lal Tekari's Barganza Hotel. The hotel owner was named as Barganza. And then Mahdi Nawaz Jung started one bakery type of thing that is called Rock Castle. It is on road number 14, is still there. Now the hotel is gone, I think, but it was there, a very good hotel of his times. Then afterwards the Ritz Hotel, this hotel, that hotel has come up, and it started a hotel business. People were started going there and eating and all. But this is also after 64 onwards. Why I will remember this thing? The Hotel Nagarjuna was established, and it was established by a famous doctor of Hyderabad, Roopkaran. He purchased from this Andhra Bhumi owner. And see, breakfast was there. That for children, khichdi, khatta. Khatta means the Hindus have the khatta with a solid liquid like thing, which is called pachipulsu. And then in our families, of course, egg and this khima was there with khichdi, papad. We used to call khichdi ke char yaar, ghee, papad, dahi, achar. That was the thing with the khichdi. Then the khichdi should be taken by 8, 8:30. Afterwards, the lunch will be at 1, 1:30. Then you can eat 4 o'clock tea or pound. It will be given to them in the house only, not outside. And then came in 56 the formation of the estates. And the nihari is gone, khichdi is gone, and we have switched on to the dosa, idli, sambar and all these things. Many old generation people, they were not liking that food for quite long time. Now we feel it is the cheapest food and quite nourishing, and all people were gone to this. But now on each and every places you will find a takeover place, or and there is no throw out garbage. Garbage system was very good. Thrice the day the garbage was cleaned in the Hyderabad. Now the dumping of the roads are there. Then this was the food system. I think I am sufficiently told you whatever I had seen the food. And now you see we can get any food in Hyderabad, whether it is noodles of Indian culture, because noodles will never be taken with mixed thing. In Chinese we'll have noodles different. You will take first this, second this, third this. The noodle dishes are like this, but we mix up everything and call noodles. And then we have the Italian macaronis and all is coming up. Then pav vada and pav bhajis are also coming up in each, because outside food is there. Chilies will be there. Whether they are cooking with what type of people we don't know, but it will go. And you know that hotel servants were having every 3 months a medical checkup. That is very, very important. Now I don't think that anybody is thinking of the medical checkup of those poor people. So this much is there about the food.
When I was asked to speak about the bakeries of Hyderabad, I was excited, and then I told myself, what is it that I'm going to speak about this little priceless legacies of the city? Let me begin by the food culture in Hyderabad itself. Hyderabad is one big foodie city. It has been said that if you want a Hyderabadi on your side, just walk up to him or her with a plate full of food and it's done. But mind you, let the quantity be generous, because your normal Hyderabadi is not going to settle for morsels of food. Okay. Since Hyderabad is known for its food culture, there's one little nugget relating to its food that is less known and talked about. This is the Bakeries of Hyderabad. Now, these bakeries, we have enjoyed so many of their delicacies, so many of their biscuits, cookies, snacks, but little has been documented and even little has been spoken about them. Now, I would like to start with the famous Usmania biscuit. Did you know where the Usmania biscuit got its name from? No, it's not from the Usmania hospital where it was served to patients. The Usmania biscuit got its name from a humble little bakery. Its owner specialized in making biscuits, and one day he decided to add his own twist to the biscuit, and he was so pleased with the result that he sent off a badge to the then Nizam of Hyderabad, Mir Usman Ali Khan, where the Nizam had one bite into that biscuit and he was thrilled. In fact, he was so thrilled that he issued an order that these biscuits should be sent to him every day, and hence the name Usmania biscuit after Mir Usman Ali Khan. Another interesting aspect of these bakeries is also related to another biscuit, the Karachi fruit biscuit. Now, the Karachi fruit biscuit is the creation of Karamchand Brahmani, who came to India from Sindh, Pakistan. Now, when he was creating this fruit biscuit, little did he know that he was creating an icon. Even today, Mr. Ramani gets up at 5 a.m. and goes to every outlet of the Karachi bakery to mix the ingredients himself. Yes, besides being iconic, this fruit biscuit is also a closely held family recipe. Of course, there are other bakeries who have their own version of the fruit biscuit, but nothing steps up to the original. You might have seen people packing their boxes of fruit biscuits at any of the Karachi outlets or even at the airport outlets on their way to their destination. Another interesting story comes from Pista House. A few years back, Pista House had a unique order. A royal delegation were guests at the Falaknama Palace, and they had an order to create a 6 feet long pizza. That's right, 6 feet. Well, they stepped up to the challenge, and not only did they deliver this pizza in time, but it was delicious too. So these are the stories that surround these bakeries, and it is what makes them unique, and they haven't been documented. But the fascinating part is that the bakery owners do not even, mind them not being documented. They are very content to relegate you with stories not just about bakeries but about Hyderabad. Every bakery I've stepped into, I've been welcomed with so much of warmth and cheer that it has really been such a unique experience in itself. Another aspect of the bakeries of Hyderabad are its breads and naans. Did you know that the Hyderabad's uh, famous dessert, the double ka meetha, is made from a specially baked bread? Now, Golden Bakery near Secunderabad station has a huge batch of these orders, and they're all stacked on a rack end to end in a room, specially made for the double ka meetha. It's a very delectable sight indeed to see, and a very unique one at that. Now, more about the breads of Hyderabad. There is a lane adjacent to Salachan Museum that specializes in naans. These tiny shops churn out naans by volumes. I walked into one of these shops, and there was a young, very corporate looking man there. So I naturally assumed he was a customer. But no, he said, "No, ma'am, I am the owner." It turned out he gave up his lucrative corporate job just to carry on the family tradition. Well, if that is an example of legacy, I really do not know what is. So this has been one aspect of the bakeries of Hyderabad, and there another interesting um, uh, another interesting feature of these bakeries of Hyderabad, or rather I could say their characteristics, is how admiringly they stepped up to the times. Now, uh, when you talk about contemporizing yourself, they have added a lot of things on the menu. Like Nimra Bakery near Charminar has added oat cookies onto the menu. As the owner cheerfully told me, these days, with every third person having a health problem, they believed they could create a win win combination of health and deliciousness. And he was right. One bite into that oat cookie, and I really knew what he was talking about. So it's a familiar sight now to see people having a cup of Hyderabad cutting chai with these oat cookies. There are also other contemporized items on their menu in several bakeries, like their own version of donuts and some pizzas with jalapenos and olives. So all this stems from their business approach, which in their own simple native way has held them in good state. They consider the customer as the center of everything they do, and they also consider customer as their guest. So they believe that if they focus on two important aspects, that is keeping up with the times and the customer's taste without compromising on the quality, then they have it made. And they are right. The very fact that they have been surviving so long, even in tough times, is testimony to this fact. So this has been my general experience regarding the bakeries of Hyderabad. And honestly, while speaking to the owners, the entire exercise went much beyond writing a book. It gave me a glimpse into uh, what makes Hyderabad the city that it is. I think that when business has a purpose beyond the bottom line, when there's an honest intent to bring people together, especially in this digital age where you find people looking down on their phones, bakeries are the places where you find conversations from the heart. So if you really would like to be entertained with stories not just of bakeries but of Hyderabad, I suggest you step into any of these um, old traditional bakeries, and you will be pleasantly surprised. So I sincerely hope that these bakeries will continue to be there, and they will continue dishing out plates of goodies and goodness, and relegate all those who enter their doors, as long as this fascinating city of Hyderabad is on the map. Thank you.